Hello and welcome everybody to the latest edition of the Jam and Cheese Show. Cheese, how are we feeling, mate? Obviously disappointed. I was at that game. I thought you had it at 13-12.
Yeah, it was a tough way to lose, really, especially on the sidelines. But just a minute 20 to go on the clock, and they threw it out to a big mouldy winger. Like, what are you going to do? I'm surprised Munster didn't go for the field goal, to be honest, but
I think most of us were.
Yeah.
It looked like they were shaping up for it. Well, they did.
Yeah.
They did have a crack, didn't they?
Yeah, Tyron Wishart.
Yeah.
He thought it was his moment too.
It was like Teddy was so close to charging down that kick as well.
Yeah.
But mate, in all seriousness, you've had a massive end to the season. And you deserve a twoies or two after what you've put in. So good on you, mate. You and the rest of that team. It's pretty incredible the turnaround in performance and results over the past sort of 6 to 8 weeks. It's been phenomenal. I think most people outside of the Roosters walls would have put a red line through you.
I think just next year we got a bit of improvement on the old. Starting the season a little bit better, so you're not really limping into the finals.
Yeah.
People that rest games and get your bodies right. So we'll work on that, and hopefully next season is a lot better.
How was it for you emotionally going up against your old team in a knockout game? Like, I know you've played them before, and it is always strange playing the team that you make your name for yourself. But in a knockout game, it must have been...
I don't think it was too emotional. It was. It's always pretty enjoyable, those games, but for me, I just had to try, I guess, play well and not disrespect how they made me as a player, and go and put a shit performance on. So it was about showcasing what they turned me into, but at the same time trying to knock them out of the competition.
Yeah. So what's on now? Obviously, a couple of days of get together and celebrate the season that was.
Yes, we had a big little bit of shindig at my house last night.
You played the host.
I played the host. It's absolute filthy.
Who was best on ground or worst on ground?
I actually can't really remember too much. So I'm trying to piece together that I was trying to find some stories, but I've just woken up. I've got no idea what's going on.
3, 2, 1. You're back in the room.
I'm still trying to figure out the days, but it's Monday today, so
it is all day.
Yes, but yes, I think we'll be going for another beer sometime soon.
That's good.
Probably right after this.
Yeah, just get straight there. New Zealand. You have you spoke with Maguire?
I spoke with Maguire. Yeah, we had a brief phone call, but I would assume that's what it was about. But I don't think anyone teams officially been announced or anything like that. Hopefully, my name will be there. But till then, we'll just enjoy ourselves.
What's the go? Are you obviously you had the because I saw on the weekend it looked like you'd hurt your hand again, or was it a hit? Did someone whack you in the hip? Was it
my hip? Yeah, Tarek Sims.
Was it Tarek Sims jammed you in the hip? But then it almost looked like you were holding your hand again, or was it just?
No,
the hip?
I think it was just my hip. I was in the hurt locker.
Yeah, you were not well.
He got me right on the hip pointer, and he hits hard.
Yeah,
but I
could see your face.
I've got a review on Wednesday, and then we'll go through the steps for, I guess, looking after myself before. And putting the Roosters first and seeing if I need to get surgery on my hand or not.
That's the same hand?
Yeah, I need to get the screw taken out. A couple of them.
What do you mean taken out?
Well, because the bone hasn't grown over the screw, so...
Was it supposed to?
Yeah, so it's hitting the joint, and when I get a whack sometimes, so... it's just...
So they just take it out?
I could leave it in there, but... It'll hurt all the time.
So will they put another screw in or just
take it out? The bone will grow. It's already grown, so they'll take the screw out, and then I assume it'll just grow inside the screw hole.
How good's rugby league?
Yeah. My hand's so ugly. Got a little tattoo from last night.
Did you?
No, it's just a stamp.
Oh, yeah. The old, always a good
Gentleman's
reminder of wherever you've been. How do you assess the Roosters season? Obviously, you come with a lot of expectation. Like, I guess your own review. Where are you at with your performance? You were under the pump quite a bit, especially at the beginning. Star signing, lots of expectation on not just yourself, but the club as a whole.
Well, at the end of the day, it's more about the wins. Like, I don't really care if I played too bad sometimes, but if the team won, it's all right. But early on, I thought started off all right, a bit slow, and then got the injury, and then that's kind of that was hard on the head, having to do all that and then train real hard and come back, and the team wasn't in a very good position, and you feel like it's on you. But I guess towards the back end of the season, we kind of like proved people wrong that we actually have quite a fair side and we can do special things. But yeah, we had some injuries along the way, and I feel like that's the Roosters. If we were fully healthy, we'd probably give this comp a real good nudge. So I think I wouldn't call it a success in my eyes as a season, but we definitely showed promise. Yeah,
you sure did, mate. I thought your skipper responded to criticism over the past couple of weeks as well. Like, he was everywhere on Friday against the Storm. Like, I don't think there was a blade of grass at Amy Park that he didn't touch. He was phenomenal.
Yeah, no, he's just that guy. He actually is him. He's that guy.
Yeah, like in particular after State of Origin, like when people were sort of saying his rep career should be over, well, he proved what he's all about, and I think
he's still got some years left in him.
He sure does. Met your friends across the ditch. They got the job done against the Knights. I don't know how much you would have seen of that, but up the Wahs, they're going well.
Up the Wahs.
Must be quite a sense of pride for you as a Kiwi to see them doing so well, and the game of rugby league sort of captured the nation as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely proud, but it's just so cool to see how many people I know, like friends, family, are just so happy, and like the build up they've got at the moment over there in New Zealand with the crowds and everyone getting involved. Like, it's only good for rugby league that this is happening. And then just even like the resurgence of careers from people that I love to watch playing, like Sean Johnson. It's actually incredible. He's probably going to win Dally M, and he's probably had one of the best, if not the best season of his career.
Yeah,
this late.
Yeah. It's 12 months ago, people were calling for him to hang up the boots, and look what he's done. It's
actually crazy. And they put them to bed too.
Yeah, the start from Newcastle was shocking. I know watching that game, I think first 15 minutes they dropped the ball their first set. They concede on their first set. The Warriors in the first 15 minutes scored 3 tries. Newcastle have 2 sets and complete 0. So they were screwed. Yeah. And that made the crowd come alive, and Newcastle had no chance after that start. Absolutely no chance. But some of the fallout, the build-up to that game, I think Willie Mason had made a comment about his thoughts on the Newcastle spine. Tyson Gamble was asked about Mason's comments. He's responded, and then Willie Mason has tweeted about Tyson Gamble wanting to crawl into a hole and the fact that he's below average. A lot of people, I guess it is, apart from the football, it's quite a quiet couple of weeks in rugby league. I think people are making a mountain out of a molehill here. Like, it's a former player with an opinion on a current player. Yeah. Like Willie Mason, that's his style, to be his version of the truth and be blunt.
Yeah.
Like, I've had it where former players have said things about me. Oh, you should retire. I think he's done. I think he's over. But I don't. Gamble's a very passionate guy, so he's naturally going to respond. Perhaps he shouldn't have. He should have left it.
Yeah, I think if he played well, Willie would apologise. But it's just the way Willie Mason is. It's pretty funny, and we love him for it. But sometimes it can affect someone more than you think it would. And unfortunately, Tyson Gamble poked the bear back, and
and also like Willie's always going to have the last word.
Yeah.
Like it's the only way Tyson Gamble wins is if like Newcastle win the comp.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it's always got like unless they went on a 4-game win streak in finals, they were always going to win the comp. So he was always going to respond back and lose the fight against.
He just picked his right time.
Yeah, and also like in this we've got free speech. You're allowed to have an opinion. Like no one's immune from criticism. In fact, Tyson Gamble himself was on a podcast where he criticised Kevin Walters' coaching ability.
Yeah,
like that.
Well, there you go.
Like it. I don't think Tyson Gamble will play the victim, but I think it's all just part of the circus, the big dance of rugby league and the media. It's just, I think it's personally been blown out of proportion.
Yeah, I don't think it's that much of a big deal. It's just a tweet battle.
Oh well.
But I definitely have not seen anything in the news lately.
No, it's been very quiet. Obviously, all the talk about the football. I think Nathan Cleary went to hospital with a sore finger to get it X-rayed, and people would. He's fine. But moving on to those games, the Penrith against the Storm. Look, you've been part of that organisation. They're still a top 14, Melbourne. They're a top 14.
They have to be perfect. I don't think they can. Like any team that plays Penrith has to be perfect.
But it's just they're a top 14. They've got history of playing well in big games. But just lately, they played the Broncos. Their middle looked a shadow of themselves, of the traits that they have been known for well over 15, 20 years. That, like, in terms of like slowing down the middle forwards and controlling the ruck. I thought you guys made plenty of inroads through there. And this week coming up against Leota, Fisher-Harris, and then the deception that Isaiah Yeo plays with. Not even to mention the backfield carries from Taruva, Toto, Edwards. Like I don't know how Melbourne fix up that issue in such a short time period.
Yeah. No, I agree. If they play anything like they did against us, they probably don't have a chance against Penrith. Hopefully Jerome's back. That'll be a huge lift. But, yeah, I think at this point, any team that comes up against Penrith, even the Broncos on their best day, have to be perfect against them. Like the first game they played against them this year, they were perfect. But Penrith and big game experience now, big game players, like they're genuinely one of the best sides I think will ever. Definitely in my lifetime, they're the best team I know. And I've played against them for a couple of years now. And you get to know that and you get to feel that. It's almost like a mental game before you even go and play them. Like, oh shit, Penrith coming up. Gonna be an 80-minute performance, and you have to be perfect.
And that adds to the pressure going into the game.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, as an athlete, you've got enough pressure on you because it's a big game.
Yeah,
but then the quality of the opposition, it's like,
and just knowing that they're not going away for the whole
and that stresses
the whole
you out.
Game.
Not only like it's we need to be perfect. It's not even just that self pressure of I need to be perfect. I need to do my job.
Yeah,
I need to know everyone else on the field at the same time need to be like on the money every single time. Every jam, every read needs to be on. Yeah. We need to hit together. We can't afford to be fatigued. We can't afford to make mistakes. We've got to, everyone's got to kick chase. Everyone's got to kick pressure. All the little things has to be done.
Yeah.
Perfectly for 80 minutes to even give yourself a chance, because Penrith, they never beat themselves ever.
Yeah, and they don't have that pressure because they've got the confidence. They've come up against almost every team in the last 4 years and their win rate against them would be positive. It was probably Para's probably the only team that they're not.
Would a coach like Bellamy come up with is there a possibility of him coming up with a real special strategy or tactic for this game to get the win? And I'm talking about, so I've looked at this and gone, well, how do you beat Penrith? Will you try and take advantage of any weakness? Now, obviously, Jerome Luai, it's not sure whether he'll be playing or not. So if he is, you've got to target him. And if he's not, you've got to make it that we're going to accept. We're going to double man Cleary and Yo, so that Mitch Kenny passes the ball to Cogger because he's got space, and let him come up with the play. And if Penrith beat you, it's Cogger with 3-4 try assists. And that's no disrespect to him because he's a top line footballer. Anyone that takes the field of NRL, you've got to have a lot of respect for. But he's nowhere near a Cleary. He's nowhere near a Luai. So do you set up your defensive structure and almost say, all right, over to you, Jack?
I think in recent times, so you've got like a head on a plate or whatever.
Yeah. Kamikaze,
but
whatever it may be.
It's not, when you play Penrith, it was never one single player. It was the back five. So the only reason Penrith get out of, they always have good field position. And it's because their back five get them out of the halfway every time. They just, if you have a look at all the outside back meters at the end of a game, they just go 1, 2, 3, 4. Then a front row will take it. The fronty's got energy to tackle because they've just had a set off running.
Yeah, they only have to get behind the ball on play 3 because they know the back five are going to do the job.
Because the back five's going to do a job. So I think it's about limiting their time inside your half is probably the best way to go about it, and no one can really do it.
So that's why Jerome Hughes, his inclusion will be vital with his kicking game.
Yeah.
And again, that's going to have to be
And that's
perfect.
why I think Para goes so well against them, is because Mitch Moses has that boot that can just put it in the corner and can continually go in that fight with the 1, 2, 3, 4 outside backs. But yeah, I think that's what Craig's emphasis will be. I guess the first 2 tackles of the set will be the most important one when they're coming out of the yardage.
Yeah. But could you imagine Craig doing that, going, okay, well, when we are down defending our try line, or they're in that sort of mid-transition phase, set up your defence to extra man Cleary and Yo's side.
Yeah, for sure. That'll
even give them a 4-on-3 down a short side.
Yeah.
But Cogger's got to come up with the play.
Yeah.
If Cogger's there, he's got to come up with the play or similar.
Yeah,
do you know what I'm trying to say?
I know what you mean. It's definitely something you do. You put defenders on the better players. From certain spots, you have certain amount of people, 3 on the short side or 7 on the long side. But I don't think, because it's just hard. You're gonna have Kerry or Yo. They could be on either side at some point.
Yeah, they double up on their sides. Yeah. But I reckon even with whatever you do, you've got to make Jack Cogger win the game for Penrith. I think that's the only chance.
Yeah.
That Melbourne.
I just don't think you can.
I know it's
for
difficult.
A whole game.
Yeah,
just keep Nathan Cleary off the ball, and
you've got to limit his impact though. Somehow
you definitely got to limit it. But how do you go about it? I don't know, and I don't think many NRL coaches have figured it out yet.
But that's what I say. You look for a perceived weakness and look to really exploit that as much as possible. And I think that's the only way Melbourne win. It really is. And it's crazy that Melbourne have been such a mainstay in finals for so long, still a top 4 team, yet we're scraping the barrel and saying you've got to be perfect to beat the Penrith Panthers.
That's what I mean.
For a team that has been, like I say, just known for finals and big game in finals and playing in grand finals and winning them. It's bizarre that we are scratching our heads of how they get the job done.
Yes, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
That's how good they are.
You know what will be interesting? if Penrith go on and beat Melbourne and then they win the grand final. I don't know if you've ever been to like these sports lunches or like the Memorabilia, and they've got like back-to-back Premiership winning signed jerseys and it's all in a nice frame. Well, if Penrith go on a three-peat and someone's paid like a couple of grand for this like signed Memorabilia back-to-back, you're going to look like a dickhead, aren't you?
Yeah.
If you've got that up and then it's like just something to think about, you know. It's the fans that, you know, pay money for Memorabilia that go to charity that I think people don't, they're just not considered in this. So I hope that Penrith are going to reimburse them or provide them with a three-peat signed jersey for all those fans out there.
If they're buying a back-to-back Memorabilia, they'll probably buy a three-peat one.
Yeah, but if you go all in on that, you got to trade that in. Anyway, on to the other semi-final, the Broncos against the Warriors. Obviously, a huge game up there at Suncorp. It's going to be a sellout. Really looking forward to this. I think it's genuinely going to be an exciting contest. Like the wave of support behind the Warriors, obviously the Broncos as well. Reece Walsh against his old team. Yeah. It's going to be an exciting final. What are you making of this one? Obviously, allegiances with the Warriors. I
actually have no idea what's going to go on because the Warriors are just each week. Like I didn't think they were going to win yesterday. So I just actually don't really have a prediction for that game. But yeah, I want the Warriors to win. Just
I think for me
I'm on
personally,
the up the Wahs bandwagon at the moment.
I want to see a Penrith Broncos grand final.
Yeah.
Personally, I know the story would be great if the Warriors got there, but personally, I want to see that those two. I think they've been the best teams.
That was the first game of the year, right?
It was,
Penrith
yeah,
Broncos.
yeah, it was. With the Broncos won, it sort of like really. It was a big test for them because Kevy Walters came in under pressure. There's some really good battles in this game though, like Fanua Blake against Haas, two of the best front rowers, two experienced halfbacks going up against each other, Reynolds and Johnson. Yeah, so for me, the probable mismatch is in the centres where we've got Pompey and Rocco Berry against Farnworth and Staggs. They've been solid, but Farnworth and Staggs can tear you apart. They're gonna have to be. When we talk about players being perfect, it's a big job for Pompey and Berry this week. Huge task. Obviously, they defend together as a unit, but Farnworth and Staggs have been really impressive of recent weeks.
Herbie Farnworth, yeah, world's most baby oil on his legs. That bloke.
What's wrong with that?
It's clumpy. Like yours were the same.
Yeah. Still in the rules.
It's still hard to bloody tackle.
Slide off.
I had it,
Oh well. It should be a great game. Something I'm really looking forward to.
It'll be good. Up the Wahs though. I'm interested. Like there's last three teams. Who the hell's getting coach of the year? Kevy Walters, the Warriors coach, but if Penrith win 3 comps in a row, how's that?
I reckon it's got to go to Webster.
I know.
Like it's got to.
It's pretty tough.
Like, I just can't. Look, it's if Penrith go on and win 3 in a row and they're in prime position to, like that's incredible achievement. Arguably one of the best teams of the NRL modern era. Had not been done for such a long time. Brisbane, under all sorts of pressure, their first time in a grand or potentially in a grand final or this deep in finals for since 2015, since they lost that grand final. And but look, for me, the Warriors, nobody saw this coming, and there's no clues along the way to say, "Oh, right, it makes sense now."
And it's not like they went and brought a superstar.
Exactly.
Either. Like they've just got the team they had last year.
Well, Johnson.
Yeah.
And a few Niokore.
But at the time, Johnson was not a superstar.
Yeah. You're not looking at that list of recruits and going, "Oh,
yeah,
they're going to be good here." They're just not. It's just not what happened. That's for me why it goes to Webster. But anyway, we'll get into one of our favourite segments, Fan Feelings.
Fan Feelings.
Nothing more than
How do you feel?
All right, so big thanks to Tuies for this section. How do you feel? I feel like a Tuies.
Or two.
Or two. Couple more for cheese, perhaps.
Or 200.
Yes, let's have a look at our questions from our fans this week. First up, Super Murray. Gents, what are your thoughts on the grand final time slot? Should it be in the afternoon, especially if the Warriors play? Personally, I prefer it to be in the afternoon, but
I definitely don't want it in the morning.
no, early start. Ultimately, it's the TV. Like I spoke about this before, and people say, "Oh, tell the NRL they've got to change it," but it's not up to the NRL.
Yeah,
TV decide the time slot. No one else.
Yeah,
I think most players.
If it is against the Warriors, I'd assume you'd want it earlier.
Well, if it's 7:30 kickoff time here, if the Warriors make it, that'll be 9:30 in New Zealand.
Yeah, but see, because the broadcasters in New Zealand are different to the broadcasters in. Aren't they?
But they'll take. Yeah, but
does it take? I don't know how it works.
No, well,
because it's Sky over there.
Yeah, the broadcasters
Foxtel
are different, but the Channel 9 they dictate when it goes on, because obviously most people who watch the NRL Grand Final would be Australian residents.
Yeah.
And it's probably a little bit of an afterthought of what's going on in New Zealand.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like the news, is the statistics of people watching the thing, does that get taken into account from New Zealand viewers?
Well, probably not. They're not bothered. Well, they're not bothered because Channel 9 wouldn't.
Yeah, because there's no Channel 9 in New Zealand.
Yeah, so they wouldn't get any financial. Like, they're not going to sell their sponsorship package and it be taken up by, like, their advertisement's not going to be.
Nah, their advertising is not on there either.
So they probably don't.
So
care.
they don't care. It's going to be 8 p.m.
So yeah, 7:30. It's not going to. Like, personally, I think I'd prefer a bit more family friendly time here in Australia as well. Like, I don't think it's a stretch to have it at 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just think they'll just have it at normal time.
Yeah. Anyway. Next question from Todd. 2-part question. Firstly, how do you like your steak?
How do I like my steak?
Cooked.
Medium rare.
Depends on the cut, but rare or medium rare. Secondly, I'll probably eat your steak or schnitzel first and then your chips, or the other way around.
What?
So if you've got steak and chips, which do you go first, or do you mix and match?
Hierarchy. Every time I eat, it's a hierarchy. So if I've got a salad, chips, and a steak, I'll eat the worst thing first and finish with the steak.
Yeah, I think I'm with you.
I've done it all my life.
Yeah.
Like, I'll eat the salad, then the chips.
Get it over and done
with.
with.
And then the last thing's the steak. Yeah. It's almost a reward for putting in that effort to get down them greens.
I agree with you.
That's definitely what I do.
Do you know I was with Josh Hodgson the other day, and he had like a breakfast bruschetta thing. It was like an avocado on toast with a side of bacon. The bacon was part of the dish, but he took the bacon off and ate the bruschetta thing, and then at the bacon. I was like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I'm saving my bacon." I was like, "No, that's part of it." Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's part of the experience. That is a mix and match thing. But he was like, no. Save your bacon. I was like, no. Mix it in. It add to that.
He's an idiot.
Yeah, he is. I'm glad you said that.
He's not an idiot, but
no, he is.
That is so weird.
It is. You know what? I do the same. I compartmentalize my food. But in certain situations, some things that add to the quality of the dining experience, right? Like,
I've told you about Billy Walters, eh?
What?
The Broncos hookup. When he eats spaghetti bowl, he's got to have the spaghetti in one bowl.
No.
And the mince in another.
Seriously?
And it can't have any sauce, so it's just mince and spaghetti.
What do you mean no sauce?
If we go to a $100 steak restaurant and they've put a marinade on the steak, he won't eat it.
Why?
He's a weirdo.
To taste or just...
He used to drink a can of Coke every day too, with dinner.
I reckon that's all right.
That's not all right when you're a professional athlete.
Mate, I used to smash my Coke Zero. Like, it was not well.
Can't be Coke Zero.
Not well. Oh, I Coke Zero.
But yeah,
Full red Coke
he
from time to
has
time.
a criminal palate.
So, hang on. With the spaghetti bolognese, he's got dry spaghetti,
And then just mince.
no sauce in
No
it.
sauce.
Like, just cooked
That's what
mince.
he calls spaghetti bolognese.
That's absolutely mental.
He's bizarre. He's a bizarre man, but it's working for him at the moment.
It is. He's playing really well. Another thing, Josh Hodgson. He gets his coffee and he stirs it, even though he doesn't put sugar in. So you get a fancy latte art and it's all about the experience. He mixes it up. I don't get why.
Yeah, I do that as well.
Do you?
I reckon.
But if you're not got,
I like the flavor of the froth getting infused.
Jeez, you've gone down.
Have you seen? I watched this. Have you ever seen hot chips with Guinness?
No.
You know, like the froth of the Guinness.
Yeah.
I seen this chick dipping her hot chips in the froth and eating it.
That's foul.
Apparently, it's good.
Well, I won't be trying it anytime soon. Another thing, Josh Hodgson. Do you know what his favourite roast dinner is?
What?
Have a guess.
Lamb,
Nope.
chicken,
Nope.
pork,
Nope. Well,
beef.
technically, not pork as in what I would classify pork. Gammon. His favourite roast dinner is a gammon roast dinner.
What the hell is gammon?
It's like a ham, pork, but it's not pork. It's more ham for his roast dinner.
Oh, it is pork. So it's
Well,
like,
technically, it's not in like a it's not a roast pork. It's different. There's a difference between a roast pork and a gammon, but it is just he's like an old man. Like my granddad, God rest his soul. Gammon.
a gammon.
Like it's just.
Sounds pretty gammon.
Yeah. Anyway, enough about Josh Hodgson's eating habits. Last
And
question.
another thing on Josh.
It's just one more thing. Ethan G, who's the most talented teammate you've ever played with? The one player that's a freak at everything: footy, cards, gaming.
Monster.
Is he that way inclined?
Handicap of 6 or something. Just really good at everything. Soccer, cricket. Like freaky at everything.
Fair enough.
Actually, really good at everything.
Yeah, good on him. I can't even think of anyone at the moment. I've been distracted by the Josh
Hodgson.
Yeah. Go and eat your gammon and enjoy it, you idiot. But yeah, all right, cheese. Thanks for coming in, mate. We do appreciate you.
Thank you.
And congratulations on a strong finish to the season.
Yes.
And enjoy the next couple of days.
I shall.
All right, mate. Take it easy. Thanks for listening, everyone.
Thank you.